Ishmael, how you doing, brother?
Good morning. I'm well, and you?
Fantastic as always, man. Extraordinary, actually. Hope you're also as extraordinary as the cars that you manage.
I try to be. I just try to be.
Yeah,
I'm not, I'll pretend. As long as it just looks good.
All right, cool. So what's been happening this week?
Okay, so very, very big news. But not yet news, but it's news. The 18th has come and gone for the steering committee for the F1.
Okay.
So it's big, but not yet big because we didn't have the outcome yet. So the 18th, the steering committee had people come and bid for or produce their requirements that they can host.
Yes, yeah, you did say F1 last time, yeah.
Yeah, and the 18th has gone by and I'm waiting. I've made calls. I didn't get answers yet. But it's like a 10 bar you must put down when you put your paperwork down, eh?
You put it with the paper.
A nice brown envelope, eh?
Yes, it's 10 bar and my paperwork.
Mr. H, I want to obviously, in that insight, of course, we don't have confirmation as to where the F1 will be, which province it will be held in yet. But where would you like it to be? Of course, we know Joburg, Kalami Racetrack, and also in the mother city, Cape Town. Those are the two. Those are the front runners for the bid. Where would you like the bid to be awarded?
The mother city, Cape Town, has been voted the best city in the world.
For sure.
Number one city in the world.
Yeah, I heard.
So that tells you a lot. That tells you a lot. But then, on the other hand, we have Kailami. It's there.
Yeah.
It's 60-70% F1 standards. Yeah. So it's almost ready. There, and it's ready to rumble. A bit of work there, I don't think too much. But the problem is, so we got a steering committee of MSA, and now people have to come in and they give you requirements, a list of requirements that you have to come back to them with, and you have to prove that you can fulfill those requirements.
Yes, of course.
And I think it's a big list, and I think it's a hard list for us in South Africa. I think if we can get our water and our electricity right.
Yeah. Well, the last thing you need is the power going off or water supply being a shortage during such a big event.
And it's funny we're talking about the same thing.
You've mentioned how rich the mother city is and how recognized the mother city is.
Yeah.
But now speaking about riches, it's from my research, it will cost about 900 million rand to host a single weekend of F1 events. Now with the amount of money that's leaving the Joburg, that's leaving Johannesburg in terms of municipality.
Sorry, was that a million or billion? Sorry,
million.
Yeah.
No, I can't
just
imagine
almost short of a billion. 100 million short of a billion.
And that is only on a 3-day event.
Hey, but still, guys.
But now there's a couple of millions coming now. And looking at how Joburg is struggling with millions, I would lead on the side of Cape Town, considering also the tourist attraction in Cape Town.
Yes.
It's pretty much an environment where it's a sport that suits the foreigners.
Sure.
So bring it in a province where we already have our socio-economic issues for us to be able to worry about what Formula One can do in the country, for us to be worried about what Hamilton will be able to say. Rather take it to a place where already there's a market for that. Already there's an audience expecting Formula One to take place. Yeah, I understand the tracks might not be ready, but in terms of our revenue, in terms of attention, definitely Cape Town might be
last
the best.
Time you said that they raced last time in the streets.
In the streets of Cape Town,
the streets already, yeah.
Aren't they that would be amazing. Imagine Formula One car going down Camps Bay. Imagine that. Imagine that.
I tell you what, it would look like one of the best in the world.
100% better than Monaco.
I'm telling you, it would match to that. You could actually compare the two with each other. It's not a mismatch.
Sure.
Only problem is the money, the funds, and where our motorsport is today. So, for me personally, I'd take 1/10 of that money, 1/100th of that money, and invest it into our motorsport and pick it up to another level here in South Africa. And if we can get our motorsport just on a better footing here in South Africa, and we bring in the F1, it will make everything explode. But when you bring in something so big, so nice, so beautiful, so everything, and our motorsport is nowhere near that.
That's very
It's
true.
not fair, man. It's not fair.
On that point you just made now, of course, part of the 11 teams, part of the 10 teams that are part of the F1 racing fraternity, each racer or each driver represents a country that is part of the F1 calendar.
100%.
Now, bringing the F1 here in South Africa, We don't have a single driver that is recognized as an F1 driver. Whose name do we even put up front and say,
are you serious?
Here's the guy that here's our racer.
Okay, but listen, we've got good racing drivers overseas. That's all gone overseas. They had funding, they had parents maybe with money, and they gone overseas and they're doing well. But I doubt that they've ever sat in anything like a F1 car ever in their life.
Hey.
And this thing is right on our doorstep. Where do we find someone and start teaching them? It's another story. That
So I saw you hanging out with Mr. McKenzie the other day, Gayton, and what was he saying towards, especially with the budget that we need for the motorsport industry just to get into another level? Because we also need to close the streets, and also have a motorsport race as well with our racing cars.
You know what? I don't want to get into that because it just makes me miserable. Because the money we need to put in our motorsport, just where it is what's needed right now. And now we're looking so far ahead, and the millions and millions of money you must put into that. It's for me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Doesn't make sense.
Sure.
No?
Yeah.
So clearly we need to do something.
Last night I was on my own podcast, and we're talking about one series in our oval track, and it's our sprint cars. And there's always been niggles, and they broke away from each other, and now I'm fighting them. I need them all to be together, because when you unite, you have strength.
Yes, of course.
And the more cars we can have on the track, the more we will fill stadiums up. The more we fill stadiums up, the more money will come into the sport, and we can help the next generation, because we always have to look at the next generation coming through. That has to be our key focus on who's coming through, the youngsters. How do we teach them? How do we find talent in this country? We need to sift through all that. So it's a big spectrum.
Mr. Ish, with all that's been said now about F1, before we move on to our next conversation, when do you think we'll be ready? This now including finances, driver, construction team, economic and social development. When do you think we'll be ready? Because I think 2026, 2027 is way too soon.
Way too soon. I think we should be looking at 2030 around there. Because
I'll even be alive for that.
That's a
fight. That's a stretch, guys.
But you know what? Let's look at what we have right now. Now we are going to bid for the F1. That's a start for us to open up doors for South Africa. So we can't look at it as a negative. We have to look at it as positive, because it's waking up sleeping things. We're waking up sleeping things, and maybe all that sleeping things that we wake up will all come together one day, and we'll be available for it. We'll be ready for it. So,
Let's
it's actually good just to shake up things.
For the bid, and then we take it from there.
Who's got the 10 million box to put down?
Come with the brown envelope, then we'll start approving things.
You're already running it ANC style, guys. Come on.
Man, something under the table just to get things.
Hey,
you have to get the conversation started.
It just arrived now, guys. It just
what
arrived.
You call it, vlamlom?
Vlamlom.
You have to get the conversation started.
But I think our minister is really, really meaning good. He's really got a good plan. I wish he had the backing and the money just for us to follow through. But then we don't have the people to drive. We don't have the people to get in those cars and
which manufacturing company will come and say we want South Africa to represent in F1, and therefore let's go. Because I know there's quite a few manufacturing companies that are coming into next season's Formula One. I think Audi's coming in it as well. So I mean, all those companies have big dealerships in the country. But none of them have come out and said, listen, we're putting our hands up and we want to commit to this. So like you said, it's the bid is in the air. No one has grasped it yet, because of the financial implications that come with it.
We don't know. We'll hear soon, very, very soon.
I think McLaren should come on board. Are they on board?
Hey, man.
McLaren currently have a very good team at the moment.
Very good team, right? And I see them, they're doing rounds, they're doing pop-ups and stuff like that. They're the perfect guys.
Yeah, McLaren's starting to expose themselves here in South Africa. How many of us are driving McLaren today?
How many of us,
I'm actually, let me tell you guys, I'm actually doing an ad for them. My own personal ad, and I hope I'm going to get Bogart into my ad there as well.
Definitely.
Because it's going to be huge. And I'm actually going on the 9th, 10th, and 11th, 12th on a run with them. McLaren's organizing a run. So if you buy a McLaren, you're going to run with them. Cheap, and 5-star treatment and the best of scenic roads.
Are you giving us insight as to who you are and what you drive?
No, actually, I borrowed this car. Sorry.
Or you borrow the car.
Borrow the car in a few days.
They like me at McLaren. They just said to me, here's a car, my boy. You go out and
Go and
spread
live your
the
best
word.
life.
Be a preacher for us. Go and preach McLaren.
Well, McLaren, if you're listening, he's also preaching here. So we just need, two more for me and Rob. Right? Please, I beg. Just
There's one more. There's Feroza as well. Putting
Feroza,
her hand
make
up.
him
4
four.
people here, you know.
Now Bong is involved.
Now Bong is involved. It's 5 cars, okay? 5 cars. As long as they got the McLaren tag on it.
Yeah.
Give us the stickers at least.
But just off that now, if you go to our normal racing today, VW is quite involved with the VW Motorsport team. Toyota is now really involved, and it's costing them big money. And that's the 2 teams that I can see is really out there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Big teams pulling in young boys
okay.
And doing things. So it's VW and Toyota that I'm seeing that's really visible now with the long circuit racing. So yeah.
I think Toyota might be actually quite good considering they're involved in the Dakar rally as well. I think there's a
there's a rally.
What's the name?
Janelle de Villiers.
De Villiers, yeah,
That's right.
he drives a Toyota as well. So
That's
I think,
right.
like you mentioned, Toyota has been in the country for over 50 years. So if there's any manufacturer that can put their hand up, Toyota and VW per se, if any manufacturer can put their hand up, it's definitely Toyota. They understand the economy, they understand South Africa, they understand the culture.
So when it becomes difficult for us here in South Africa, now you take Toyota, you take VW, you say, come on guys, let's do something together.
Build the engine together.
Let's do something together, and we get it going. Bring people together. My biggest thing in motorsport today was bringing people back together, and that made our sport grow. As long as you're bringing people together and they can work together and be nice to each other, life's going to be nice.
Speaking about bringing people together, we are now just, I think, under 2 weeks, if not 2.5 weeks from the 4x4
Event.
challenge that's about to take place. You speak about bringing people together. How important? How has the drive? How has the attraction, the attention towards this year's event been?
Absolutely huge. I think from next week we're going to start getting everyone now together so we can be at the track, so that we can start seeing who's going to stand where, and there's lots of companies involved.
Yeah.
Our TV coverage is involved for Ignition TV. So DSTV is going to be there, guys.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be there. Isuzu's going to be there. Ford will be there. Nissan will be there. Team Nokwacha is going to be there. There's just so many things. It's a long list of things. But what I can tell you, it's going to be one hell of a day. For entertainment, I tell you, and we're going to have DJs there.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Yeah, Ronnie J. Juice will be there.
I'll be there myself.
He'll be there.
But Ronnie, you have to be the MC as well, eh? You have to make a lot of noise there. It's not just that you're going to be a DJ.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Hey, you're going to make
I'll be
noise there
honored.
for us. I need
No
someone
problem,
to make
man.
a noise. I need someone to come out the wood.
I talk for a living, so it's okay.
You've definitely picked the right person for that. You definitely picked the right person.
I can come join you on there as well and make big noise.
Is it?
Yeah, I grew up in a colored
course.
neighborhood. I know how to make noise.
This guy.
Mr. Ish, obviously, I don't want to play devil's advocate or be the enemy of your progress, but the weather has been our enemy of our progress of late, unforeseen to say the least.
Yeah.
Should a climate issue arise, then what are the plan Bs? What are things you've put aside to perhaps to shelter people from rain or anything of that like?
People in 4x4s, people that go out to look at 4x4 racing, all go in the mud. They go in the
so
dirt.
they are weather prepared.
They
They're
love
already
it.
coming from the farms.
But,
so it's fine.
but if it should be bad, we have a rain date. I think it's either the Sunday or the following week.
Yeah.
We have to move it. We always any event that's outdoor and we can't foresee what's going to happen. What do they call it? What's the word again? I can't remember the word. If it's a God-driven thing,
Happenstance? No, it can't be happenstance.
no. It's something like you can't help.
Looking for that word.
Okay, let's work that out later.
yeah,
We all didn't
get
go
out
to
later.
school here. It's not only me.
It's okay.
It's not only me. All of you. Yeah.
School fees wasn't paid.
And and we have to move it. We'll have to move it, because people are looking forward to this. People need to market their brands out there. We have to give people a proper chance to really get their names out there. I'm pushing McLaren also to put 1 or 2 cars on the stand there, and one of his salesmen out there. I mean, if you look at last year, the sales of McLaren to all the the manner that's rappers and DJs and
it rose,
I think there was about 6
At some point, I thought you were a rapper.
I only rap with my mouth everywhere because I got a big mouth. So yeah, it will definitely be moved if it should be a disastrous day. What can we do?
All right, cool, man. I think we can close it off here. Then we head over to the sports.
Okay, but wait, before you close off.
Okay.
Don't be like that.
Okay.
You always want to clue. You always want to.
You
I
just
just thought
rush us
maybe
on
we-
here. What's wrong with this guy?
The producer said that it's time for sports. What am I supposed to?
Producer actually made me late today. She said I must come here late. My slot is earlier. Producer.
Mrs.
Sit
Producer,
there with your head down and don't even look at me.
with earphones on.
Producer. Listen. Let's not point. We can point fingers all we want, but good things. Let's move forward.
Let's go. This weekend, Cowboy Cup, Ellis Ras.
Yes.
Dricus Du Plesis racing there. The club man is there. I don't need to mention his name anymore. He'll give you one clap into the future.
Okay.
So that's confirmed, because I know last time we spoke, you said you're just waiting for his team to confirm whether
No,
he's able,
they
to
Monday he went in to fit on his Sparko racing
nice,
suit
nice.
already.
Nice.
I was supposed to be there. I couldn't make it. I had important things to do.
Okay. It's fine.
And then we got also a big race in Wynland.
Yeah.
Wynland is in Worcester.
Oh.
It's oval track racing on the dirt. It's a huge one happening there. And on our date, I know Vereniging is racing, Pretoria is racing, and we're having our event at our circuit in Benoni.
Okay.
Exciting times, very, very exciting times. I've literally pinpointed on my calendar the 5th of April, so I'm really excited for that, looking forward to that. But nonetheless, I think also like the event you mentioned for this weekend with Dricus driving, I think that's going to pull up a big crowd, because a lot of people are still waiting to see the champion. They haven't seen him in any other environment, so to see him on a racetrack, interacting with cars, interacting with people, might be quite exciting.
The last race, last year, this time he raced as well. And he was just one normal South African guy. There was nothing.
No championship, nothing.
No, nothing. He just stood there and he was just normal. And we chatted as if he's just one normal person. Really, he's got no airs about himself. He walks around with no bodyguards, nothing protecting him. And he just chats to everyone. And it's really awesome that our South Africans can become world champions and they still stay grounded. Absolutely awesome.
Awesome stuff, man. By the way, that guy, I don't think you'd want to even mess with him. Doesn't need bodyguards. I don't think they all know not to do that. All right, cool. Thanks a lot, man. We'll do this again next week. And hopefully we're going to have a report for this coming event on Saturday, and also discuss the final discussions.
Let's hope we can hear about the F1's turnout.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully next time. Hopefully when you come back next week, we'll have a conclusion as to which provinces won the bid.
Why didn't you put your paper with a brown envelope as well? With a 10 bar.
You guys want to give me the money. I'm looking for the sponsors.
Look where he's turning into now.
Looking for the sponsors,
Don't make excuses with us, Ismail.